things that happen to us don't have to control us. I wanted the whole movie to be about paying tribute to my parents.
Happy birthday!
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, well, it's lovely. Thank you.
Hey!
I want your cake.
No.
When I think about my dad, I remember him, playing football with me or driving in the car when he was up preaching on Sundays.
Do you ever want me to be a preacher?
Only if you want me to love you. I think every father hopes his son will follow in his work. But I really want you to do what you love, what you're good at, and like to do. You know, the sermon that my father preached the Sunday morning before he died on Monday was about forgiveness. And a lot of the sermon that I preach in the movie was literally drawn straight from the sermon that he preached that morning.
So when we forgive someone else, we're blessed with forgiveness ourselves. See, the joy of life is poisoned by the resentment of past grudges. We have to get rid of the bad blood because we grow by getting the skeletons out of our closet and opening the door to life with forgiveness and mercy and love. My dad taught me that I should forgive, but I still didn't want to do it. And finally, I forgive you. And I remember the moment of just feeling like and I fell back in my chair, and I felt like my body and my head were just full of water, and and it was such an amazing physical kind of experience that I remember almost physically being able to see the bottoms of my feet open up and the water just flood out all over the floor.
Tired of hating you, myself, for carrying this around with me. And this ends now. My father would have told me that I should forgive. Forgive you. I forgive you.
We have a system that literally steps over the body of the victim to read the criminal his rights. And not that I'm against the rights of the accused, and just that there's 23 of them that are enumerated in the U.S. Constitution, and there's not one single right in the Constitution for victims.
You know, once you've been here as long as I have, you'll find that sometimes you can't always get a good result with good intentions.
Well, Senator, I am sorry to hear that you've lost your passion for good intentions. See, I think of people like Julie Mitchell. Now, Julie was a 17-year-old high school student who was raped. And her mother, Kate, is with us today, was handed a bill for $500 for her daughter's emergency room exam. Julie was courageous enough to go and testify against the man who raped her, only Julie was gunned down in the parking lot. That happened because there was no one there to protect her. The provisions of this bill could have kept that from happening.
When I stand in front of those members of Congress next week, I'm going to share my story. We're particularly excited to have Heaven's Rain on GMC.